think it'd be interesting.
I think we're going to win. I don't think there'll be 6 points in it, but I said 19-18. That's where my money would go. But I think it's going to be a desperately close one. And it's going to be fingernails down to the quick.
This is vital, though, for the All Black selectors. They've copped a lot of flack, haven't they, in the last week?
Oh, it's terrible, man.
Where do they go from here? They've got Australia coming up, they've got Western Samoa. You know, they're looking to keep a consistent squad. But the fact remains there are so many good players provincially, you know, in the provinces, playing well, on form, front row, back row forwards, and they've got to be given a chance. How can New Zealand pick a side without watching Waikato?
Well, it's the Lions we're concentrating on now, and Peter Winterbottom, in his last match at any level of rugby, has been given the honour of leading them out. They're waiting there in the tunnel with the Lions mascot Leo, just waiting for the summons to be called out onto the field. And as they go, let me hand you straight across to our commentary team of Tony Underwood, David Kirk, and the Mail on Sundays, John Taylor.
And what an honour for Peter Winterbottom in his last game of rugby. 58 caps for England. This is his 7th Lions cap. He played in all 4 tests back in 1983, and he leads the Lions out. What a nice gesture from Gavin Hastings. And there's a man who knows that he has to produce the goods today. Sean Fitzpatrick.
Alongside New Zealand's long-time heroes in black. Ladies and gentlemen, let's show them how we feel. Sean Fitzpatrick and the All Blacks.
And Sean Fitzpatrick, who took over from Gary Wetton, playing his 52nd game for New Zealand today, the 52nd Test match. There's the new cap, Lee Stensness, playing at 2nd 5/8.
And now, will you please join Eden Park's
the
massed choir?
British
Let's hear what
spectators as well.
47,000 people can do as we sing New Zealand's national anthem.
And the PA announcer just trying to wind the crowd up to sing the New Zealand national anthem with the same sort of fervour as the British fans are showing. Nobody's singing that more fervently than Lee Stensness, the 22-year-old winning his first cap today.
Now the traditional challenge to the opposition. Here's the All Black haka.
John Timu gets ready to lead the All Blacks in the haka. The Lions standing up and facing the All Black challenge as they have done all tour. An absolutely packed ground, and New Zealand haven't found it that easy to fill the ground in recent years. There's Patrick Robin, the referee. Last moment for Stensness. Monsieur Robin checks his watch, and Rob Andrew sets the game in motion. Up and taking it was Robin Brooke. Preston. Nicely to no man's land. It bounces well low for Hastings. The All Blacks onto it in a flash. The Lions standing it up. Richards has it. Trying to keep control, and Hastings gets it away to touch. David Kirk. Certainly the All Blacks beginning with a hiss and a roar.
Well, that's the ferocity we would expect from the All Blacks, and we can expect them to sustain that. But it's a game pattern and a plan to mix it up and break up the set-piece dominance of the Lions will really need.
The All Blacks throw in at the line-out. It would be a tremendous psychological boost for the Lions if they could take a ball straight away. With the full line-out, there was a lot of speculation that the All Blacks would use many more shortened line-outs in this game. Fitzpatrick with the throw, just pushed off the front, and the net result is a loss of 2 or 3 meters and a Lions throw in. Tony, it must have been encouraging the way the Lions handled that pressure.
Yeah, I think we expected that from the All Blacks, so we're definitely, that's kind of ferocity, like David says, that they're going to hope to progress. But good control by the guys, control at the back, and a good clearance by Gav. Let's see if we can win this one.
Big lean on the shoulder there. Michael Jones levering himself up on everyone and anything. And immediately that gives Gavin Hastings a go for goal. There's the hit from Robin Brooke at the front, and also Ian Jones was pushing himself up at the back.
Yes, it'd be interesting to know whether we've seen a microcosm of the game right there in the first few minutes. All Black throw-in, not one. Lions throw-in, a penalty as they struggle to contain Bayfield in the middle.
Gavin Hastings has had a tremendous tour with the boot. Scored 93 points so far. He'd love to take that through the 100 mark today. He's already scored 58 points in tests for the Lions. That's a record. And he's also in sight in this game of Tom Kiernan's 35-point record in the 68 Lions series against South Africa. That's the most any player has scored in one series. Distance, but it was just wide. Just pulled it past the left post. That was just about on the absolute limit of his range. Grant Fox with the dropout. Up goes Johnson. Michael Jones, though, gathers it in. Tester for Hastings, he takes it well. Richards is in on him very quickly indeed. And Popplewell coming round the side, gets it to Winterbottom. That was well won by the Lions. Bounces off to Ingamala, but it was off his knee, says the referee. Scott Gibbs with a great tackle. Preston and the space there. Michael Jones getting in. Back it comes again. Preston to Jamie Joseph. And still the tackling's holding. And the All Blacks getting the shove on. Back it comes. Fox with the bomb. Testing out Hastings as he did early in the second test. This time Hastings takes it beautifully. High tackle.
Well, well taken, Gavin Hastings, but a good period of sustained pressure from the All Blacks. But they didn't win that second ruck quickly enough. The key was to get that ball quickly and keep the game going.
Exactly right, and I think that's what they were hoping to do through this game. But again, the Lions, which they've become very adapted in this to stopping that second phase.
And they're an indication of just how tense the All Blacks are. They were arguing with the referee straight away about that high tackle, and there really was nothing to argue about at all. So the Lions shorten the line out. It was Preston, the scrum half. And Bayfield beaten as Jones went forward. Big run from Olo Brown. Preston looking for the blind, but the support wasn't there. Up goes the kick from Fox. Gavin Hastings is under it again. And there was somebody in front of the kicker. No, it was offside by the Lions. So at the ruck, as the All Blacks were winning that one, a Lion was offside and the referee playing the advantage first.
Well, the All Blacks clearly are not going to panic. If they're getting slow ball, they're going to do what they've done in the previous two tests, and that's put the ball in the air and chase it.
Touch on the Lions 22. And now really for the first time all day, the sun coming out. Six minutes gone, and both sides still feeling each other out. Big Dean Richards. Ben Clark marking Jamie Joseph. And Winterbottom and Michael Jones at the back. Now, the one area I know that the All Blacks do feel they've got a line-out advantage is Michael Jones against Peter Winterbottom.
Yes, I think it'd be a good option throw. Very long to Jones at the back. There it is.
I think that was meant for Jones, but the throw didn't reach, and Ben Clark picked it off the top. Penalty to the Lions as the All Blacks were forced to kill it.
Yeah, that's always the danger there. With Jones is a good option for them. Ben is outstanding in the line-out, and he covers a lot of those very well. Great catch there. And I think Jones giving the penalty away well.
So already I think we've got the feeling of a real battle, David Kirk.
Well, I think so. The All Blacks they've pulled conventional line-outs the first three and haven't done well in any of them, but they've got to keep going with their variations.
Michael Jones off the top, Stensness putting Bunce into the gap. Preston, they're overloading the right side. A little drifting kick, and it bounces nicely into touch just outside the Lions 22. And a penalty again against the All Blacks, just for silly activity off the ball.
Well, I think Monsieur Aubin is issuing those penalties as a warning. There's nothing too vigorous in that, but it's just to say, cool down, play the ball, not the man.
And Gavin Hastings curls it in just 6 or 7 metres outside the All Blacks 22, and the throw-in under that new penalty law, of course, goes to the Lions. Brian Moore with the throw. Knocked down by the All Blacks, and Preston's going to get it to Fox to clear. He's missed touch, but that could be deliberate. Hastings just fighting off in. Got the ball away, and Scott Gibbs might have been better off had he passed it, but decides to kick, and they're forced to make touch just inside their own half.
As I think Stuart pointed out before the game, and that's definitely going to be a tactic, is to keep it away from the touch lines and not let the Lions have the throw in.
2, 5, 6, 9, 2.
Scott Gibbs, the baby of the Lions party, just 22 years old.
5, 6, 9, 2.
He's had a tremendous tour. And Richards had it, but a penalty against the Lions for going through the line.
Yes, Ben Clark went to the back of the line out to mark Michael Jones, so Peter Winterbottom was marking Jamie Joseph, and as you see here, he's pushed out. In fact, it was Dean Richards who pushed him out.
This time, Grant Fox decides he might be able to get the distance. It's just over 45 metres. Coming up to 10 minutes gone. Debut against Argentina in 1985. And this now his 44th cap. He missed 4 tests last year, as the All Blacks decided they wanted to try and produce a more fluent running game, but he's back and could go through the 600-point mark in this test. 590 points so far for New Zealand in tests. And he really drives it, but he too has pulled it just wide of the left post, trying to get that extra length. He knew he was right at the end of his range. Rob Andrew pushes it right back deep. Fox picks up. Fox has never lost a test match at Eden Park. And Cohen misjudging that. And that is an excellent touch, but you've got to blame Cohen for misjudging it.
Yes, I can only imagine that's a lack of confidence. He didn't want to put the ball up and pick it up in mid-air in case he knocked it on, but it's a very bad mistake, put New Zealand under a lot of pressure.
Well, the lineouts have been much more even so far.
9, 5, 4, 6, 1.
But this would be a great ball if the Lions can get a clean one. Knocked forward by the All Blacks. And now that's an even better position.
Crucial scrum here on the first of the game. Interesting to see what happens.
The Lions will want to be really sturdy here. Under pressure a shade. They're trying to work it round and pick it up and drive it off. Winterbottom and Richards. In goes Jason Leonard. Richards now back at the number 8 position, and they've got the drive on. And a penalty for collapsing them all. Dewi Morris was calling there to the referee, asking for a penalty try, and the referee understood him perfectly, said, no, that's too far out. It wasn't a probability. It's a penalty, but not a penalty try. I agree with the referee.
Well, there's no doubt about it, it's a very confident Lions team. They had a poor scrum there, but they communicated well and took it up the short side, driving amongst their loose forwards. Initially knocked back, they recovered, got the ball under control, and then looked to drive up through the middle. They're thinking all the time.
Just outside the 22. And the flag's blowing towards the post, but from the far side. So that should just draw it in, help his natural draw if he sets it out on the far post. And he's hooked it again, getting too much draw on it that time. So a golden chance to open the scoring goes for the Lions. 13 minutes gone, it's still 0-0. Fox getting plenty of height, so his forwards can get underneath it. Joseph getting a hand to it. And the All Blacks get it up to the 10-metre line. Preston goes to the box, and it bounces awkwardly for Hastings. He puts it back inside to Ian Evans. He almost caught him by surprise, and Evans can't make any ground.
There's an interesting kicking tactic by the All Blacks. They kick more from half-back than first 5 already, and they're kicking to space, kicking to land the ball, not to chase it. So the Lions are going to gather it and put it into touch.
We're expecting it to go to the back. It goes to the front. A little knock forward, and the scrum to the Lions. 15 minutes gone. Well, I can hear the referee in my ear, and his English has improved enormously since he's been in New Zealand. And who's he penalising? He's giving it for delaying the put-in to the All Blacks. The Lions perhaps feeling that they should have had it for an early push, but now an excellent position for them. Patrick Robin driving them back, so a great ball now for the All Blacks. They work it wide, trying to go through the gap. Michael Jones. Preston. Kerwin can't get inside. Timu was outside him. The All Blacks forwards now trying to drive it. The Lions short of a couple of forwards. And the ball not coming. The Lions put in.
Outstanding start by the All Blacks. They're definitely taking it to us up front. They're competing well in the lineouts, and we just haven't had the dominance we had last week. And let's hope we can see out this little spell.
That's a better scrum. Lions rock steady that time. Rob Andrew with the kick. And he finds a good touch just outside the 22.
The scrums could be crucial. The All Blacks have a little edge at the moment. They want to keep that on. They're very interesting using Michael Jones wide. I predict they'll do quite a bit of that, trying to run him off Frank Bunce. Frank Bunce standing in the tackle, Jones running off him.
5-3.
And Michael Jones is out there again. The two-man line-out. Trying to rely on the athleticism of Ian Jones and Robin Brooke. Ian Jones getting in front of Baker, but Martin Johnson picking that one up, feeding it back. And that was an important win for the Lions there. Back up to the All Blacks 10-metre line. Ian Jones on the floor, back in the Lions 22, receiving treatment at the moment. So they're one short in the line-out till he hobbles back. And Jamie Joseph jumping all over Dean Richards. And he's complaining, but he can't. It was very clear indeed. So a third chance for Gavin Hastings now. And there is Ian Jones in a lot of trouble. Ian Jones, who has played 29 consecutive tests now. There's the line out. Look at Joseph. He is all over Richards. Richards was not allowed to jump. Ian Jones, remember, dropped for the last test.
Here we see the short line out. Jones is up. Johnson has come through the line, but behind the ball, following the ball, and snares it.
Hastings with the kick, just over 40 metres. That looks better. It's there this time, a tremendous kick from Gavin Hastings. And the Lions take the lead after 19 minutes. The Lions 3, the All Blacks 0.
I think we're actually seeing Jones being replaced there. I think that's a substitution the All Blacks didn't want. A few jokes were made last week about Cooksley coming off for Jones, but let's see how he performs this week. He was outperformed last, let's see if he's up to it.
Well, Mark Cooksley comes on for his third cap. Johnson can't hold it this time. It's knocked on by the Lions, but the All Blacks have it. Popped, spiralling the ball to the corner, and that's an excellent touch. Just a few metres short.
Well, it is an excellent kick, but it's old tactics. It's kicking the ball and giving the Lions a throw into the line-out. We'll see what happens now.
Stop it down. 49.
Bayfield jumping at 4, Johnson at 2, but Cooksley got up. And the put in at the scrum goes to the All Blacks. Quick heel, Joseph coming round. But it's a bit messy. They didn't get the drive on they wanted, and Richards now wraps it up and penalised straight away. And then it's reversed. The referee saying that the stamping was unnecessary, having penalised Richards. Well, you've got to take that as a very lucky escape.
Yeah, you'll see Dino, that's his usual tactic, is to try and wrap up the guy. Obviously, it's going to frustrate a few All Blacks, but that is unnecessary so long after the whistle. You see Fitzpatrick trying his best to stop him, but too late. It's encouraging by the All Blacks that they've come out with this attitude and they're a lot more physical and a lot more up front. But at the moment, they're just going over the top a bit.
Yes, please. Northumberland. 42.
So the Lions come away to halfway when they might well have found themselves levelled again. Bayfield gets a two-handed deflection. Ben Clark in control at the back of that ball. Now he's got room to run off. He goes through Jamie Joseph. Popplewell held by Michael Jones. Sets it up again, and a little fumble by Dewi Morris. The ball didn't quite come back cleanly.
Well, those are the crucial little things in test matches. From applying pressure, as the Lions were, from winning a good line out, they're now going to have to soak up some pressure from the All Blacks.
And taken Adam Kenny as he tried to get away, and Clark just trying to get to Rory under. Richards is there. Back inside goes Rob Andrew. Can he hold on for the support? And Dewi Morris going blind when there didn't look to be room. Bayfield wraps it up and they start again. Look at them trying to get that scrum formation and get the drive moving. Clark comes in now. The ball's gone down. Popplewell looking for a chance to get off it. Back inside comes Winterbottom. This time they release it. Little gap for Underwood. Could he get the pass away? No, but there's still trouble. A great take. A try for Scott Gibbs. He took it wonderfully. It seemed to be given away to the All Blacks, but he got in there, got a hand on it, and held on for the try.
Outstanding, and beautifully set up by Wince, just to ruin the back row defence, and then quick ball. Rob Swing sensing that no back row was there, passed it in back into Raws, and I mean acceleration extraordinaire. And I think it just got a kick back off Bunce, and Gibbs, he followed it through brilliantly, got the luck of the bounce, and his strength just took him over. Outstanding.
It's a good try for the Lions, and they've needed it. They haven't exerted much pressure, but this was a good decision by Rob Andrew to use Rory on the inside. He's hit very hard by 2 or 3, and then you have to say it's the luck of the bounce, and it's always the luck of the bounce in rugby. Scott Gibbs is going forward, looking for the ball, and there it is under the bin. Very important 7 points for the Lions.
I think it's good that we've had a bit of pressure there. We've been able to cap it off with some points, and a good period of 5 minutes there by the boys.
And Gavin Hastings has added the conversion. So the Lions now lead 10-0. Tackling the man before the ball.
What is absolutely vital for the All Blacks now is they just go back to basics. They remember what their game plan is. They're actually doing quite well in this match, but they're down on the scoreboard. They go back to basics, and they just continue to play organised, well thought through rugby. Well, they'll lose badly.
And Laurie Mains looking perplexed. Brian Moore with the throw. Ben Clark off the top, two-handed. Rob Andrew can't hold the pass from Dewi Morris.
That's unfortunate. Outstanding ball there from Ben. Gave Rob a ball to run onto, and just fortunately just a bit too far in front of him.
Preston to Fox, the little chip into the gap. Ian Evans trying to slip the man, but there's two of them on him. It's a better ball, and Rob Andrew able to kick it into the wide open spaces. Timu is looking for a way past Rory Underwood, but the kick into touch.
Well, Grant Fox kicked well. He bounced it back there, but put the Lions under some pressure, but they're very good at getting out of that position. I think the All Blacks have got to play with the ball in hand. They've got to run and get support play coming in from deep.
8, 6, 4, 5, 1.
Well, the line-outs much more even. Taken cleanly that time by Jamie Joseph. Preston hoists it high. Hastings is there. And that kick is directly into touch. Hastings, who's now equalled Tom Kiernan's record of 35 points in the Test series, and Kiernan took 4 tests to do that. Hastings is not yet halfway through the third. There's Aaron Penny, brought in at number 8 for Zinzanbrook.
8, 9, 6, 7, 3, 1, 2, 4, 5.
Joseph against Clark. Richards trying to get through, he couldn't get to. And Penny driving it on. Joseph now. Preston again. Michael Jones, Den's Nest. And there's a clear run. They can gather it. Brent Bunce makes amends and is in under the posts. There's a huge gap behind the Lions, and it was beautifully spotted.
Well, we'll see in a minute, but 2 of the 3 key attacking ploys the All Blacks are going to use this afternoon, we've seen today. Michael Jones out in the backs, acting as another runner, and Lee Stenson's ability to kick. Here we see it now, Jones out there in the back, Stenson draws them up, left foot puts the ball in behind. Bunce has got plenty of toe, the only thing between him and a try was the bounce, and he got that too, and there it was. Crucial score for the All Blacks.
And I think the All Blacks will be happy that there are 2 new entrants into the side this time. Aaron Penny set it up with a great run up front, and then good thinking, good footballing skills by Stenson to spot that gap behind the line.
And Fox has added the conversion, so it's now the British Isles 10, New Zealand 7. Robin Brooke, Preston, lovely little pass from Michael Jones setting up Joseph. And spilling the ball, it was the skipper. Fitzpatrick having a bad time with his hands in the last 2 Test matches.
There's a bad option to run in there anyway, they should have gone wide again. The ball is a moving target, keep it moving, backing up.
Unfortunately, I think the All Blacks are just seeming to lack a bit of confidence behind, and things showing there.
And I think the Lions are going to be penalised again just for delaying the put-in. Joey Morris is being told to get on with it. Fox. Gavin Hastings coming forward. He couldn't gather it, but Martin Johnson got a hand to it. And New Zealand have the put-in.
Much more sensible tactics. Put the ball in the air, it's 50-50 ball. Line-outs are just about 100% the Lions if it's their own throw in these days.
Half an hour gone in the first half. Lions leading 10-7, and Jones being freed. Richards did well to get back for him. Winterbottom couldn't get through, but that was an accident. It wasn't deliberately obstructed. And Fitzpatrick doing well. Get in there and move it. Up goes the kick again. Tuingamala coming in on Hastings. The pass going to Ian Evans. And again, the All Blacks coming up with the put-in.
Here then, Tuigamala just held and then hit very hard, and there's a swarm of black jerseys there to take Ian Evans into touch.
That one just being kicked through. Tuigamala though with a little bit of room. Richards can't get to it. Fox, wide to Cowan. Timu on the outside. Underwood goes across to take him. Cowan trying to buzzer a way through. Joseph now. And Fitzpatrick is over, and he's given the try. Fitzpatrick getting it down, try to the All Blacks, and they take the lead.
This is a very fired-up All Black side, and they're keeping the ball moving. They're looking to get passes away in the tackle, not set up a static situation from which to re-win the ball.
Yeah, for once the All Black backs actually used it, and with Timu's speed out on the wide, stretched our defence, and absolutely great support play by the forwards here, and good bit of handling. JK sets it up, and see another driving run by Jamie Joseph, and some good hands to Fitzpatrick, and I think his strength took him over.
So the All Blacks in the lead for the first time, 12-10 at the moment, and Fox has the chance to add the conversion. And Rory Underwood is still down, needing attention. It looks as if he just caught a bang to the face. That won't stop him, will it, Tony?
Just his looks.
Grant Fox lines this one up. It's on target again, as he so often is. He's never lost on this ground in a test match, and now the All Blacks have the lead, 14 points to 10. Just 6 minutes left until half-time.
We've seen a remarkable little turnaround in the last 10 or 15 minutes. The All Blacks starting to feel confident, starting to keep the ball moving, and really looking in control at the moment.
Brook goes up and takes it. Fox moves into the scrum half position, puts it high. In goes Clark, but he was in loose play. There's nothing wrong with that. He's able to set it up. Morris out to Rob Andrew. Wide, gives Jerry Guscott a little bit of room. Ian Evans looking for space. Back it comes to Andrew. And Andrew puts it straight to Joseph. Well, that was really not a good option from Rob Andrew.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It just seemed to stretch their defence. If Robert continued over this way, I think he just had a couple of forwards in front of him with Rory, so a bit unfortunate.
Ian McGeechan knowing that it's all to play for. The referee just having words with Michael Jones and Peter Winterbottom. And the noise now so deafening that the communication between hooker and scrum half needing to be repeated. The top by Michael Jones. Fox hoists it high. In comes Hastings, but Robin Brook got up there. Jamie Joseph on the outside. He pushes it and finds a touch right in the corner.
Well, it's a predictable tactic, but Fox does it bloody well, and I think the backing up by the All Blacks is starting to tell, and the pressure's starting to build on us.
Well, nobody expected the All Blacks to lie down. They haven't lost 2 consecutive matches on home soil since 1949. And then people here will tell you it was only the 3rd team, because there was an all-black touring party in South Africa at that time. The Lions have it from the line-out.
Well, there I think it's a classic example of what the All Blacks ought to do. Jamie Joseph had the ball in hand, was running forward, he put a little kick and it looked good. And what happened? The Lions won the line-out.
New Zealand have won 5 of the opposition balls. That's a much better count than before. They're winning the lineouts at the moment, but the Lions now settling down and beginning to control their own ball. That was an outside arm from Jamie Joseph, but the throw wasn't straight. The referee has just realised it should have been a free kick. And Moore coming out the top. And Moore's out at the top again. This time it's a better scrum from the Lions. Dewi Morris decides to kick himself. John Timu underneath it. He avoids Rory Underwood. Hanging on is Dewi Morris. And the ball going into touch.
Well, very interesting scrums there. Any front row will tell you if you're in trouble, go up, get out of it, or collapse it. But they clearly didn't want to collapse it there. So I think the front row's under a bit of pressure.
Well, sequence 24.
John Timu, man who switched to fullback in the World Cup. Rob Andrew, with some smart footwork to get back inside. Accidentally offside, says the referee. Just 2 minutes to half-time. We've had a couple of stoppages, so there should be some time added on. Preston, but Gavin Hastings had read that one all the way. So David Kirk, do you think the balance has swung?
I think the balance has swung. The All Blacks are clearly shading the Lions in the scrums, and with not kicking the ball out and winning the changes in the line-outs, they're winning there as well. They can keep the continuity up and cut down the mistakes. I think they'll win the match.
Tony, going into half-time, a lot of work to do.
Definitely, I think the All Blacks are definitely showing a better impression in this match.
Stensness with the little chip through again. He's already showing his elusiveness, and he's adding a little bit of variety into that back play for the All Blacks, exactly what he was brought in to do.
Here we see it here, he's looking to run, he's got the ball in 2 hands, and then he uses the other option, the little kick through, breaking up the pattern.
Craig Dowd, Robin Brooke behind him. Richards gathers it in. That's an important win in the line-out. A two-handed catch, so the line-out had not finished, and the backs had moved up 10 metres on the two-handed catch. Kevin Hastings finds touch. It's a short one. The good news is that the Lions have the throw-in. 40 minutes up. Taken at the front by Johnson. And Rob Andrew pushes it away. The referee blows for half-time. The Lions starting well, going into a 10-point lead, but New Zealand coming back. And the half-time scoreline, New Zealand 14, the Lions 10.
their forwards are actually low to the ground. They're actually going for it, and they're going to be a handful the second half.
So the second half starts. Let's rejoin our commentary team: David Kerr, Tony Underwood, and John Taylor.
And the All Blacks straight away from the kick-off, roaring away. Michael Jones setting it up. Sean Fitzpatrick. And Grant Fox kicks to the corner. This one's just going to roll out harmlessly.
I think Grant should put that into Lee Stenson's hand. Let him decide whether they need to kick or not, because it'll bring the defence up and put the ball in behind.
I'm sure at half-time Gavin Hastings has called on all the pride of the Lions, and we can expect a big comeback from them too. Aaron Pennant, Jenny Joseph, and it was a forward pass. He was up too tight. Good solid scrum from the Lions. Morris finds Andrew. And the Lions playing against the wind. It's coming across, but certainly it's at the All Blacks' backs.
Obvious to say, but this is a very crucial 10 minutes. The All Blacks have riposted from last week with an outstanding first half performance. You see territory 61% up. Let's see whether the Lions can sort of answer that.
The Lions now know that they can't just kick for position. Joseph off the top. Out to Stensness. Bunce trying to go through the middle. He bounces off. He's such a hard man to stop. Joseph is now in there to set it up. Preston, and now there's some space out right. Timu looking for room. Round comes Preston. The Lions have tied it up once. The All Blacks now trying to get the drive on to drag the Lions forwards in. They've got it going. Craig Dowd leading it off. And the ball is coming. And there the Lions couldn't resist it. They got a hand on it. And they must keep their hands off it in that situation.
Yeah, that's mistakes they weren't making last week. Good communication, discipline, knowing if they're not going to win the ball, let them have it.
It's Craig Dowd driving now, and two Lions falling him over him, but then they roll back and allow the ball to come. But it won't be easy to see from here, but in fact, a hand goes in to prevent the ball coming back.
So Grant Fox lines up yet another kick. He's now scored 594 points for the All Blacks in tests. Scored 15 points in the first test and just 2 in the second. The only real simple kick he had was the conversion. Hit the post with one penalty and missed another. Missed one long penalty in this game and kicked 2 conversions. Here he goes. And he chips it through with no problem at all. And New Zealand now move 7 points clear. The All Blacks 17, the Lions 10. There's the New Zealand bench. Everybody rooting for the team. Rob Andrew gets plenty of height on it, but it's just too far. Robin Brooke, though, grounded as he came down with it. He did well to keep control there. Gavin Hastings now. Michael Jones is chasing him. Hastings struggling to hold on to that. Morris now has it. Now there's room if they can move it quickly. It's a good ball. Clark, but he couldn't find room to get the pass back inside to Gibbs.
The Lions look more effective when they win some ball and move it quickly. The All Blacks showing they're not going to kick it out, put the ball up in the air. Lions regrouped well.
Accidental offside, and the put-in goes to the Lions on the All Blacks 10-metre line. Dean Richards isn't even packing down, picks it up quickly, rolls off Ben Clark. Winterbottom now trying to get in to set it up. They've managed it quickly this time. Andrew Gibbs back inside to Underwood. Cannot quite get past Joseph. They come the same way again. There was more space the other side, but Tuingamala goes to mark it.
Yes, bad choice then. Should have gone the other way.
And there midfield, a bit of brawling amongst the forwards. Bunce and Kerwin involved. The touch judge comes in. And the problem was between the second rows. That's what started it all. The referee calls the captains together.
Where's the mark? Yeah. Just go right over his head, right? Don't even go up.
And I think the referee has decided that it's half a dozen of one and 6 of the other. Tuingamala very quickly takes the kick. So the mark he made stood.
42. Lancashire Yorkshire 42.
And Bayfield gets it cleanly. The bounce was kind. Scott Gibbs trying to find a room through the middle. It's a quick ball. Ben Clark was there very quickly. He sets it up beautifully. Now there's space. Hastings gets it away to Guscott. Ryan Evans looking for a way through. A desperate defence by the All Blacks that time, but they did it well.
Oh, a big hit by Tuigamala, I think it was, on Gavin Hastings. He got the pass away brilliantly. We'll see it here. He's lining him up. Big hit. Gavin's still down. Here's Ryan Evans looking for the outside. He actually gets inside John Temu, which is not good defending by a fullback. But tons of All Blacks there. And Tuigamala there again after that big tackle.
Yeah, outstanding defence there by Tuigamala. He's always been renowned for those big hits, but credit on Gavin to get that pass away to Jerry on deck.
But Tony signs there that the Lions have perhaps decided to commit themselves more to attack through the backs.
Yeah, I think we definitely see that as a strength, and you know, it doesn't seem to be working so well up front today, and looks to be the option is to use the pace out wide.
Gavin Hastings is fine again, the magic sponge having worked. There's the throw, back it comes. But they've got to work it back inside, and Brian Moore trying to set up the ball. And the Lions this time looking to roll it and drive off the side. They've got the roll going. They're only a metre or so short. And a penalty because that time it was the All Blacks trying to stop the ball coming out. Fitzpatrick arguing with the referee again. Gavin Hastings decides he's going to kick for goal.
That was a good drive on there by the Lions, but I think they'll be disappointed they never got the ball in the exact position at the back of that maul to really make something of that. It was always going to get tied up. Unfortunately, we came away with a penalty.
Gavin Hastings made his debut for Scotland against France in 1986. He's played 45 times for them since, and this is his 6th cap for the Lions. So he's now played over 50 internationals. And he really has been an inspiration on this tour. This will take him through the 100 points for the tour if he can land it. It's curled too much wide of the left post, and Fox dummies but then touches it down. John Timu ready to take the quick drop out. Ben Clark gathers it in, but he had to take 2 tacklers as he did it. Did well to hold on. And the Lions can see it, and it's been kept in. And Cooksley penalised then for stamping after the whistle. And so the kick goes on 10 metres. The original offender was Robin Brooke, and anybody who says New Zealanders don't chuck themselves in on the wrong side of the ball should watch the way that Brooke has played in this series.
Well, we can see here now, actually, we just see Cooksley being brainless and giving away 10 yards in a certain 3 points, so there's not much to learn from that. We see him being brainless again on the side of our picture.
Well, this, a much simpler kick in front of the posts, inside the 22. And Hastings makes no mistake. He whacks it through the middle. And the Lions move back to within 4 points. New Zealand 17, the Lions 30. And that takes Gavin Hastings past 100 points for the tour. Tremendous achievement on these short tours. And he also now holds the outright record for points in a test series, with 38 passing Tommy Kiernan's mark of 35 on the 1968 Lions tour. The Lions driving the ball again. They'll be encouraged by this. They've got a chance to release it, and they free Ian Evans. He's looking for cover. Big tackle from Bunce. But they've come up with a space out there now. Gavin Hastings. Perhaps he should have put it out to Rory Underwood. But the Lions still have it. So they try to set it up. And the scrum goes to the Lions, because eventually it was the All Blacks who took the ball in. But I wonder, Tony, do you think it should have gone out to Rory?
Unfortunately, I think Gavin's line there wasn't helping him. He didn't come in the line very straight to hold John Kirwan. He always had the line on Rory, so perhaps it wasn't the wrong thing to do.
So the Lions roaring back. Rob Andrew puts it high. Got to get under it. They've got it. It's bounced back the right way, but the first man onto it is one of the All Blacks forwards, and Preston hoops it clear. Kirwan is steaming after it dangerously. Back comes Ben Clark. Now he's got men to link with. Andrew. Guscott to Ian Evans. A great pass from Guscott. Sees the gap. Gets the pass inside to Bayfield. He can't pick it up. Cooksley comes away. And back it goes for Fox to put it away to safety.
Well, great rugby, great running, passing rugby with tremendous decision-making. A beautiful pass from Jeremy Guscott in there. Both teams using all their men, using all their brains.
And the man down there is John Timu. He's got a bad cut, so that will have to be stopped first. On comes Matt Cooper, also a specialist fullback, the man who scored a record 23 points on his debut against Ireland last season. The
unfortunately, just signs of panic there, Shane. It was a long period of play there, and unfortunately we came off with it worse with the long kick by Fox, and let's just hope we can calm ourselves down there and get back into it.
Just over 15 minutes gone in the second half. The All Blacks clear it. Peter Winterbottom got a hand on it. Driven away by Clark. Now it's ball that the Lions can use. Boris puts it up. Tuigamala tackled by Evans. Fitzpatrick gathered in that great bear hug from Dean Richards. And Fox elects to kick the position, but just puts it dead. The Lions will have to drop out to the All Blacks.
Here we see Tuigamala go up with his eyes on the ball, turning as he goes up to take the side-on tackle and clearing the ball sensibly to Fitzpatrick, who stands up, and the ball's won.
On the ground now, though, Tuigamala in a lot of trouble. So the All Blacks effectively a player short, but they've got space now on the left. Cohen cutting inside. Michael Jones diving in to secure it, and a penalty, hands on the floor. They couldn't resist, and it's in a very kickable position. Dean Richards is the man, I'm afraid.
Absolutely athleticism extraordinary. Gives a great pass to Cohen and then great support. Cohen just unfortunately doesn't make the flank the defence, but from that pass, look at this. What a take. And just unfortunate, you see he's on his feet and you just feel as a forward maybe you can get away with it, but they don't tend to, so just leave it alone.
Well, as the tackler, he has to regain his feet in any case, so even if it wasn't ruck or maul, there was a situation where it was still a penalty against him. The tackler must regain his feet. That is Vaenga Tuigamala. Still in trouble. He's desperately trying to stay on, but appears to have all sorts of problems with his left leg. Coming up to 18 minutes gone, and Grant Fox has this chance to widen the gap again and bring up 600 points in tests for the All Blacks. That's 600. Only Michael Lynagh has scored more with 730 in the history of rugby, and New Zealand lead 20 points to 13.
It was a period of play when the Lions really seemed to come back into it in a lot of ways. Their forwards started to get on top and hold the ball up. They were moving the ball very effectively. That penalty would have put the All Blacks back in the driving seat.
And the Lions turn him the wrong way, but offside.
Unfortunately, pressure defence like that requires a lot of discipline, and we had that last Saturday, but numerous times today it's just been shown that we've been giving away those kind of penalties through mistakes like that.
Bayfield and Martin Johnson, Laurie Mains said that they would work things out in the line-out to make life tough for them, and certainly they haven't achieved anywhere near the same sort of dominance as they achieved a week ago. That's one of the reasons. Robin Brooke, he's not very big really by second-row standards. Bayfield gets it off the top, but it's a poor tap. They managed to set it up, though. And offside from Fox. He's got to give the penalty. The kick missed touch, but in any case, if you kick to touch, you get the throw-in. And Fitzpatrick really is not doing his side any favours at all. Fox was clearly offside, and then he has the cheek to turn around and tell the rest of his team to be quiet. That was given just for him for questioning a decision that was totally unnecessary. Grant Potts knew he was caught, ran past, ran back. And Hastings takes play midway between halfway and the 22. And the Lions have the throw in at the line out. Midway through, back goes Ben Clark. Takes on the forwards himself and lays it back beautifully. Rob Andrew trying to go through. Somebody's got themselves on the wrong side, but it's still coming. Back it goes that way. Clark is there. Goes for the gap himself. Takes Cooksley on the outside. And he's going round the outside. A great run from the blind side. And Kerwin and Timu having to combine to put him into touch.
I think not only just the players, but everyone supporting this tour has voted Ben as probably one of the best finds on this tour. Great speed for such a big guy, and good defence by Timu there.
So a vital line out for the All Blacks, just a metre out. And the Lions 7 points, that's one converted try adrift. It's well taken by Brooke. Preston puts it away, he hasn't found touch. Hastings. Now he's got Rory Underwood outside him. Hastings loops round. And the kick going into touch just outside the 22. .22.5 minutes gone. Off the top from Brooke again, the little time jump, getting in front of the bigger man. Ian Evans. Good pass out to Gavin Hastings. That's a poor one from the captain, but well picked up by Rory Underwood. And just a little untidiness creeping into the back play there.
It's very atypical for the Lions on this tour. They got men back quickly to run that ball out, but then just looked a little inaccurate, a little unsure of exactly what they should do with it.
And the two men in the line out this time are Bayfield and Clark.
14-8.
Up against Cooksley and Joseph. Off the top from Bayfield. Scott Gibbs back inside of Popplewell. He sets it up. Rob Andrew just pushing through for position. That's going to roll into touch, just about 12 metres out.
Great play by the Lions there. That's exactly what we need. Just great ball by Bay, set up well in the middle by Pops, and just a bit of quick ball for Rob to have some options. There he had to drill it, but maybe next time we can use the backs.
Rob Andrew pushing his team forward, but the Lions now need to win this ball. They couldn't manage it last time. And again, up they go. This time it was Cooksley who gathered it in. Fox to Stensness. He puts the kick away. Ian Evans has to chase back. Back to Gavin Hastings. And he finds touch, but the Lions still in their own half. Just coming up to 25 minutes gone. Each side now with three men in the line-out. Richards at the back marking Joseph. And pushed back, but it was from within 5 metres. The referee doesn't mind, though. Aaron Penne. Picked up by Tuingamala off his bootlaces, and a lovely little pass. Timu back on. Michael Jones. And suddenly
It's the All Blacks pouring forward ominously. Stensness out to Kerwin. He's held. Guscott and Rory Underwood. Fox hits the bomb high. Gavin Hastings goes back. And the referee doing exactly what he did in the second test. He whistled for the mark early, gave it, and then Gavin Hastings just spilled the ball, and he changed his mind just as he changed the line for the Ronnie Clark try, quite correctly, because it wasn't a mark. And the All Blacks have the put in at the 5-metre scrum. Morris, the little loop around, Fox, Rory Underwood, almost holding on to that, and was certainly saving a try with that attempted interception.
Here we see it now. Grant Fox runs, which is rare for him. Rory turns on his man, which he has to do, and lunges for the ball, and it's forward.
Jamie Joseph on the charge. Robin Brooke held up. The referee seeing that ball go down, and suddenly the Lions are under tremendous pressure. They've got to escape from this position without giving away a score, would you say, Tony?
Definitely, it's one of the positions we managed to escape from in Wellington, which provided a platform of confidence for the guys to win the game. Let's hope we can do it again.
Quickly off this time, and Preston through, a lovely little dummy move. And Preston scores for the All Blacks. That could be the killer. It was a beautifully worked set move off the back of the scrum. John Preston, who came in.
Well, the All Blacks stood Dean Richards off here. I'm not a fan of that because they're not good defenders on the short side. Number 8's dummy scissors from John Kerwin. No one on the outside. Try to Preston. So Dean standing off there, but he holds. And through goes Preston.
Yeah, I think you'll find that Gavin got a little bit mixed up with Mountains there. I think Dina had to step in for that switch there. Unfortunately, Gavin didn't follow suit, so he gave the gap, which he took brilliantly. Good try by that guy.
25-13, and the conversion still to come. There's John Preston, 25-year-old. He's now moved to Wellington from Canterbury, and he was brought in for the second test to replace Ant Straw. Fox looking for his third conversion. And it's there again. And Fox brings his personal tally to 12 points. The scoreline, New Zealand 27, the Lions 13. And we have just 11 minutes to go. And now it's the Lions management who are looking down the barrel of a gun. Brooke gathers in the kickoff as he's done all day. Hastings, but he gets the tackler as well. It's Preston. The scrum half getting up to make the tackle. Joseph trying to set up Olo Brown. Johnson getting some good tackles in. Kerwin trying to get away from Morris. The All Blacks now in full flow. Up goes the bomb again. This time Hastings makes no mistake. Quick one from him, and they were able to get away with it because the All Blacks were not back 10. So even though the pass went forward, just 10 minutes to go. Winterbottom changing the direction. Bayfield giving Guscott man and ball. Clark again, and this time he can do no more than just kick it into touch.
Needed directness there. I mean, the Blacks had the field covered very well. Just needed someone take it up, get it set up, and then let's go then. Rather than leaving decisions to that, like to Martin Bayfield. This is not the kind of player to do it.
Back it comes, the All Black side, up goes the bomb again. Richards and Hastings. Scott Gibbs gathers it in. And the Lions need it to come. Popplewell coming away by himself, there's no support that side. Clark gets there to help him. Jason Leonard goes over the top and Morris arrives. Guscott trying to get away from Stensness. He sets the ball, but it's going to be a try for Fox. No, it's not. A little forward movement, and it looked as if Fox was going to add to his only try for New Zealand.
Well, the Lions aren't going to go down without a fight. They're running the ball from everywhere, but at the moment their inaccuracies are such that they look like being well and truly beaten. The ball bouncing away from Grant Fox there.
Forward, and the Lions get the put in, but they're now desperate men. They need 2 converted tries to tie the scores, and there's just about 8 minutes left. Morris, Guyan Evans tries to get inside, but he gets his pass away. Hastings is robbed by Bunce and Tuingamala. He was well tackled, but the All Blacks still coming up with the ball. Craig Dowd. Comes the Lions side. Andrew, there's space out there. Goes for a run himself to Clark down the middle, but he's got no support. And the penalty goes to the All Blacks. Clark held on that moment too long.
Yeah, just unfortunate. Not enough defence for him. He had to just hold it on to give his guys a chance to catch up. The referee decided it's too long.
David Kirk, sure sign that the All Blacks are in charge and the Lions having to play desperate catch-up rugby. Michael Jones going on.
Yes, decision-making error really there from Rob Andrew. The gap opened up from on the inside, but he should have moved it. It was about 6 on 3. But the All Blacks really closing them down now, giving them no space to move, making every tackle.
And Zinzan Brook coming through, getting on the field for his 20th test, dropped for this match from the number 8 position, but comes on in the last 6 minutes. And a look of resignation, I think, from Ian McGeechan. It'd take a miracle to come back from here. Grant Fox from 39 metres. There again, we knew it would be. And the All Blacks now with a commanding lead, 30 points to 30. Tremendous comeback from the New Zealanders. Joseph setting it up, but it breaks to Andrew. Guscott round, looping is Gibbs, back inside is Winterbottom. Moore setting it up. Morris, there's not much room this side. He's able to set up a good position though.
Yeah, again, I think Darry really wanted to keep that alive, and all his support had gone the other way, but hopefully we can snatch this line out of the All Blacks and try and create something.
And John Timu is still bleeding. And the referee says he must go up so that they can staunch the flow of blood. And back comes Matt Cooper. That's his second visit to the field under this new law. He can come on again for up to 5 minutes and Timu can still come back. Well, the possession's evened out a little bit, but the Lions couldn't get the ball. The throw wasn't straight.
Here's a crucial opportunity for the Lions. They're playing for pride as much as anything. They want to try to get to move a bit closer to the All Blacks. Almost impossible to win from them.
Morris finds Andrew. The long miss. Oh, and it was a poor pass from Gibbs. They created the gap with Ian Evans coming back on the inside. The All Blacks now storming away. Little knock forward. And the All Blacks had this tremendous record, saying they lost 2 consecutive games on home soil in 1947. But that was really their third team. They thought they could then take on Australia while they had an All Blacks tour going on in South Africa. The diehards reckon the last time they lost 2 in a row was really 1937 against the invincible South Africans. The Lions keeping it alive. Space now. Rob Andrew. Guscott. Back inside to Ben Clark. He was still looking for help on the outside. Guscott trying to weave a way through. Morris. He sets it up. Clark now at scrum half. Rory Underwood tries to get the pass away to Ian Evans. And offside from the All Blacks in front of their post from the ruck beforehand. Well, they've got to turn this into something. Popplewell driving for the line. He's almost there. The Lions get the scrum. Now they've got to get on with it. About a minute and a half left. Richards picks up. Round to Winterbottom. Morris trying to go through the gap. Brilliantly tackled by Timu. Bayfield. But he shouted he had... Richards gets up. Now he's going to storm forward. And they're trying to wrap him up, and that's not going to come. They've put in this time, going to the All Blacks.
And the Lions throwing everything at it in the last few minutes, but not finding a way through that black defence.
I think with half a minute left, you've got to say that the All Blacks have got it wrapped up. Inspired selection, I think, by the All Blacks with Stensness and Penne. Penne brought in some good driving play. Stensness with his kicking has really varied the play and put the ball behind it, you know, what was a tight defence that stopped the All Blacks last week.
And Dowie Morris almost stealing that, but the referee's whistle had already gone for the nudge forward from the All Blacks. Well, it's a hopeless cause now. Just 10 seconds left on the clock. Certainly, judging by the first half, he won't add much on. The wide pass. Scott Gibbs finding a little gap, trying to then run through his man. Winterbottom's there. The Lions coming back well. And the ball just wouldn't come. We're in to time added on for injury.
It's a move that's worked well, and unfortunately before that was the time that Ian just couldn't take Scotty's pass, but there at the time Scott got the gap, and the All Blacks did what we did well last week, wrapped it up well.
The whole crowd now counting down the clock. Offside, but that's it. The referee blows the final whistle. Once again, the mighty All Blacks have come back. When they're put under pressure, they're at their most dangerous. Everybody was criticising the selection. A lot of people said that they couldn't do it, but in the end, they've run out convincing winners, scoring 3 tries in this victory by 30 points to 13.
So, disappointment then for the Lions. A fair result, Stuart?
I think so. We didn't play badly. We had some good spells, but last week we took our one chance. Today we had more chances, but in international rugby, you've got to take those half chances, and we didn't. And they came back and scored the points when they were there.
Gareth Chilcott, they really upped the tempo this week, didn't they?
They did. They had to. They learned what went wrong last week in the second test. They put everything right today. Fair dues to them. They played very well. We didn't take our chances. The best side won on the day.
So utter and shattering disappointment for those Lions there. Here they are acknowledging their fans. Dowie Morris, who's had a great series for them, the scrum half. Ben Clark in there, to me the best forward on the tour. And now they're going off to salute that loyal army of fans who've travelled the 12,000 miles to be here. Some of them have been here all through the series. Some have come on shorter tours, but they've all had a great time supporting the Lions, and the Lions are just showing their due to the fans. Martin Bayfield, who was a colossus in the second test, looking lost and disappointed today. Gavin Hastings, the inspirational skipper, with the mascot Leo. He'll get to take that home at the end of this tour. And just running towards their fans underneath the giant scoreboard to acknowledge the part they've played in supporting them. They really have made a tremendous amount of noise on this tour, those Lions fans. The players have been grateful to see them, and especially to hear them. So, Stuart, what will be going through their minds now? They really gave it everything, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean, the 15 are going to be drained. They gave it their best, but I think today, New Zealand, as we've said before, they learnt the lessons of last week. They picked up the pace, they got ball into the middle, and when they got into the key areas, they came away with points. Today, we had our chances, we didn't get the points, and international rugby, that's costly, and I think, today the better team won, and there's no doubt in that.
The big men for the New Zealanders were who?
I think Penny come in, he got the New Zealanders going forward, which was his main priority. I think Brooke in the second row had a much better game in the second row, but really it's the forwards. They got the upper hand in the end, and they picked up the pace whenever they wanted it. They played at their pace rather than the Lions' pace.
What about behind the scrum for them?
Well, they played the game as we thought they would, a lot closer to the game line, and Bunce's try was a direct result of that, with Stenson drawing the defence before pushing through, and they made us think a little bit more, they chipped more, they varied their play. And all round, I thought they were much better behind. Tweegamala again showed what an outstanding footballer he is, and I thought Stenson looks a cracking good player for the future.
Yeah, Jamie Joseph, for me, had a monstrous game.
Yes, he did. I mean, the New Zealand back row was everywhere today. Jones put the critics right, so he'd be dropped. Today he proved he was the best open side in New Zealand, and as you say, the New Zealand back row with Joseph leading the way with Penny and Jones were magnificent today.
Well, those Lions players grouping around now, traditionally exchanging of jerseys. Scott Gibbs with Frank Bunce there, and that All Black jersey is one that all Lions players will treasure. We're going to